Team San Diego and Brigham Young atop the standings at 7-0. For Pepperdine, the outside hitters of Rachel Ahrens, Grace Chillingworth, and Emma Ammerman. The middle blockers of Meg Brown and Rosie Ballo. The setter, Isabel Zelaya, and the libero, Madison Shields. Head coach of the Waves is Scott Wong in his 7th season. He's assisted by Tara Hiddle and Steve Astor. For Brigham Young, ranked number 8 in the nation, and they come in here with a 10-match winning streak, and their only loss way back on September the 10th when they lost at number 4 Pittsburgh. For the Cougars, they will start on the outside, Taylin Ballard-Nixon, Erin Livingston, and Kenzie Kerber. In the middle, Kennedy Eschenberg and Heather Knighting, the center, Whitney Bauer, and the libero, Maddie Allen. Head coach of the Cougars is Heather Olmstead in her 7th year, a 3-time West Coast Conference Coach of the Year, won the awards in 2015, 2018, and then last year in 2020. In 2018, Heather Olmstead was the National Coach of the Year. Brigham Young, the defending conference champions, tied for first place with San Diego, and San Diego will be at Loyola Marymount later today. That starts at 1 p.m. You see Heather Olmstead, who played her volleyball at Utah State. She was a top libero. She graduated back in 2001. And her brother Sean is the head coach of Brigham Young's men's volleyball program, a team that lost the national title last year to Hawaii. And men's volleyball just around the corner. They'll start at the end of December and early January. But first things first, the Waves will be moving left to right in their orange and blue. And for BYU in their blue and white. Our officials for today's match, Tony Chan will be the up official, and Sid Church will be the down official. Firestone Fieldhouse, capacity about 3,100. And we should have about 400 or 500 on hand for this match. As we start things up, it will be Brigham Young and Taylor Hefo, the defensive specialist, serving. Rosie Ballow's shot attempt goes out of bounds, and BYU takes a 1-0 lead. For the Cougars on the road this year, they are 6-1. They are 11-0 at home. They come in with a 10-match winning streak. Of their 17 wins, 15 by shutout. They've only lost 6 sets all season long. And again, a 17-1 record and unbeaten in league play, number 8 ranking. Pepperdine ranked number 24. Ahrens blocked back up front by Kerber, along with Eschenberg. Again, it is Eschenberg at 6'5", knocking it down. Ahrens goes high. Nice save by Hefo of BYU. Great block by Pepperdine's Ballo and Ammerman. And it goes out of bounds, and a point to Brigham Young. So for the Cougars, who were picked to win the conference at the start of the season by the coaches, Waves were picked 3rd behind BYU and San Diego. And they pretty much sit in those positions currently. Service error, and the Waves get the ball back, and now trailing 2-1. Well, you look at the numbers by Brigham Young. They lead the nation in hitting percentage at .337. In comparison, Pepperdine hits .253. Brigham Young is 2nd in the nation opponent hitting percentage. They have shut down their opponents to only a .111 hitting percentage. Delaware State leads the country at .104. Waves have held their opponents to .222. Zammerman able to score. And we're tied at 2. So for Brigham Young, the top offensive team and number 2 on defense in the NCAA. They are a great blocking team like San Diego. And although San Diego just might be the best blocking team in the country, they outblocked Pepperdine on Thursday night 30-10. And it certainly was a difference maker. The Waves pretty much dominated all the other statistics except at the net, where San Diego was so strong. Service error, and side out to BYU. The Cougars have outblocked their opponents 254-143. And their serve has been outstanding. They've outaced their opponents 115-55. So the Waves are going to have to handle that serve and try to challenge that block throughout. Waves keep it in play. Ammerman knocked down by Ballard-Nixon. Waves get it again. And nice effort there, kept in play. Blocked by Ammerman on Ballard Nixon. And then the next shot is good for BYU, who takes the lead of 4-2. The Waves also an outstanding serving team, one of the very best. They have outaced their opponents 118-84, and they gave San Diego fits with their serve, and Toreros had a difficult time getting their offense in gear as we get a service here, side out Pepperdine. Madison Shields, the WCC Libero of the Year last season, comes in, the 5'7" senior from El Dorado Hills, California, 13 service aces, and ranks number 4 in the WCC with 243 digs off the blocks. And coming up big is Heather Knighting, the 6'4" junior from Pleasant Grove, Utah. She is second in the NCAA, hitting .482. Heather Knighting back in 2018 was the National Freshman of the Year. So to get her back in the lineup, the Cougars, that much better. This is Kenzie Kerber, the transfer from Utah, where she played for 4 years. This is Brown with a tap over. 5-3 Cougars set one, and Ballard Nixon with the hit. Nice save back there by the Waves, Rachel Ahrens. Cougars again, Ballard Nixon. Shields able to cover. It comes back to Chillingworth, goes above the block. Kerber is back there. BYU again, Ballard Nixon pounds it and gets the point. Pretty nice rally by both teams. 6-3 BYU. In Kenzie Kerber, at 6'3", the senior, there you see her, from Chino Hills. She was a 3-time All-American at Utah. And she leads the Cougars with 191 kills while hitting .343 from the outside. Well, that's quite a transfer. That's just not any transfer. That is one of the top players in the country coming over. Waves able to score, and the Waves down 6-4. It is the best 3 out of 5. First 4 sets to 25. You must win by 2. There is no ceiling. If it goes to a set 5, they'll play to 15. Again, you must win by 2, and there's no cap. Wave serving. Bauer setting, tapped over by Ballard Nixon, but rejected by Meg Brown. Meg Brown, second on the Waves team with 57 blocks, 6'3" sophomore from Santa Ana, and Meg was the West Coast Conference Freshman of the Year in 2020-21. Wave down 6-5. I think one of the big things for Pepperdine, how they come back after that heartbreaking loss yet on Thursday against San Diego. Returned by Brigham Young. Chillingworth, who had a season-best 22 kills. The freshman comes up big. Grace Chillingworth, first-year player, 6'3" out of Tustin, just might be the West Coast Conference Freshman of the Year. She is outstanding and comes in with 206 kills while hitting .270. And she has played so well throughout this season. She's very athletic at 6'3". Ballard Nixon drives it, but covered by Pepperdine. Ahrens on the other make it to Chillingworth with a hit. And right down, pounding it down is Knighting, but it's no good. Well, that doesn't happen very often. Second in the nation, hitting .482. Heather Knighting had not played for a couple years. She was rated a top 6 prospect coming out of high school. She's a terrific athlete. She was a high jumper as a prep and finished second in the state. As the shot by Ballard Nixon goes out of bounds, and Pepperdine takes the lead at 8-6. So a timeout taken by Brigham Young as the Waves battling and show no signs of any effects from that tough loss on Thursday night against San Diego. A heartbreaking match that went almost 2 hours and 45 minutes. Finally won by the Toreros 15-13, despite the fact that the Waves had 75 kills to San Diego's 55. The Waves put up 190 shot attempts to 6. Bauer on the backside, Knighting again, but there is Ahrens to come up with it. Chillingworth with a hit. Bauer runs it down. Ballard Nixon pounds it. Waves keep it in play, but we get a whistle. We're going to get a net against Pepperdine and a point to Brigham Young. 8-7, Cougars down by 1, and they get the ball back and will serve. And it will be Taylor Ballard Nixon. 6'3" senior from Clovis, California, hitting .304, has 20 aces, 136 kills. She was an All-American last year. Cougars, who went 17-2 and 15-1 in league, won the conference. Kerber with the hit. Shields comes up with it. Outside Aarons from the back row, and there's Maddie Allen. Back row Kerber, but the block by Brown, along with the Waves. Shillingworth, and Pepperdine comes up with the stop. The Waves, although the numbers don't show it, are a very good blocking team, and Meg Brown, the middle, with 57 blocks, and Rosie Ballo with 63, topping the Waves. Wave serving, Kayla Joyce, and the Cougars struggle with that. Outside Aaron Livingston with the hit. Aarons pounds it, drives it, tapped and pinballed over by Brigham Young. Back to Aarons, fires and scores. Pepperdine 10, Brigham Young 7. So for BYU, they've only lost 6 sets all season long. Not matches, sets. 15 shutouts in their 17 wins. And prior to the 3-1 win over LMU on Thursday, they had recorded 9 straight shutouts. That's 90 with a kill. They had gone 27-0 in sets. And for BYU, their only loss on September the 10th at Pittsburgh, the number 4 team in the nation, 3-1. The other losses, they actually went 5 with Weber State. That's an in-state rival, and winning 3-2, 15-4. Blocked back by the Cougars, Eschenberg. On the other side, Aarons takes something off of it. Bauer firing away is Livingston, who scores. 10-9 Pepperdine. So the 2-set losses to Weber State, 3 to Pittsburgh, and then on Thursday the Cougars lost the first set to Loyola Marymount, who's a very good team, 14-3 on the year and 5-2 in conference. Waves joust at the net, and the Waves able to score. 11-9 Pepperdine, a series that dates back to 1976, and Brigham Young leads the series 29-8. The 10th year for Brigham Young in the West Coast Conference, and they will leave the WCC on July 1st, 2023, and head to the Big 12, leaving the conference with just 9 schools. Aarons with a kill. Well, we talked about all the outstanding players on Brigham Young, but Pepperdine in Rachel Aarons, an All-American last year. She currently ranks number 11 in the nation, coming in with 299 kills. She ranks 10th in the NCAA, averaging 4.60 kills per set. And she's number 5 in the country with 39 service aces. And that is Rachel Aarons, number 18 for Pepperdine, a point for Brigham Young. Pepperdine 12 and Brigham Young 10. For Rachel Aarons, and in her 4th year, the senior at 6th form out of Trabuco Canyon down in Orange County. As you see, Whitney Bauer, the setter, to bring it into play as the Cougars going right to left. For Rachel Aarons, she has 141 career service aces as she gets a kill. And she needs 6 to tie the career record at Pepperdine, held by Nicole Sanderson from 1994 through 1997. She had 147. So 6 to tie, 7 to become the all-time leader in service aces by Rachel Aarons. Aarons also over 1,100 kills in her career and ranking in the top 15 with the Waves. So keep your eye on Rachel Aarons, an All-American number 18, as Hefo will come in to serve. Kelly Hefo, she has 20 aces on the year. She's got a great jump floater. Ballo over the middle, pounds it. Covered there by Bauer. Maddie Allen has the set. Kerber strikes it. The Waves control. On the backside, Ammerman scoring. 14-11 Pepperdine. Coming out strong against number 8 Brigham Young. BYU located in Provo, about 45 miles southeast of Salt Lake City. Enrollment at the school is about 33,600. Compared to Pepperdine, student enrollment, 7,500. Private school that runs about $75,000 a year. but that does include books, so it's not that bad. And a beautiful day here along the coast. Cougars on the attack. Eschenberg with the hit. Waves again. Ballo off the blocks. Rosie Ballo, 81 kills, hitting .270. She leads Pepperdine with 63 blocks. And for Brigham Young, who came out slow against LMU, lost the first set. And the Cougars find themselves trailing 15-11 in set number 1. 11. Heather Olmsted, an assistant coach at Utah State for 3 years, an assistant at Utah for 5 seasons. As we mentioned, she played volleyball. She was a top libero at Utah State, graduated in 2001. Out of bounds and point to Brigham Young. And for Scott Wong, now in his 7th year. He's a 3-time Pepperdine All-American, graduated in 2001. He was a top defensive player, a libero as well. Played professionally on the beach for 7 years, did Wong. As it jousts at the net, the hit goes out of bounds. Was it touched? And they say no. Knighting with the hit. Let's see if Heather Olmsted decides to challenge. Coaches only get 2, and she is going to wave the green card, saying it was touched. The call on the court was that Knighting's shot attempt did not touch anybody and went out of bounds. And the point was awarded to Pepperdine, who leads 17-12. Take another look. Knighting, number 2, one of the outstanding players. Ballo was right there at the net. The ball did go out of bounds, but Heather Olmsted with a green card challenging the call and saying it was touched. Well, they will take a look and trying to reverse this call by the up official, Tony Chan. They are looking at different camera angles than what you're seeing on your screen, so we'll see. It'll be Sid Church, the down official, to take a look. Let's see what happens. At Ballo, was she there? Oh, yeah, she did get a hand on it. That may be reversed. It has to be absolute and definitive, but from that angle, and a great job by our camera crew, our director, Willie Rodriguez and company, this call might be reversed. For the coaches, see Ballo is right there, and we're looking at a right hand, but Knighting with the hit. I think the Cougars have a good case, but will the officials see the same thing is the big question. Score shows 17-12 Pepperdine, set 1. You see Knighting second in the nation. Ballo certainly right there at the net. Might have got a hand on it. Each coach gets 2 challenges. If they win the challenge, they will keep both. And if Heather Olmsted should lose this, she would give away one of her challenges and have one remaining in the first 4 sets. If it does go to a set 5, each coach will get an additional challenge. A long look at this one, but from our angle and our camera crew and producing had a great look at it right at the net. But they will slow it down, rewind it, back it up, freeze it. And you see Sid Church, the down official. This is the one I think that really shows Ballo. Well, maybe not. It's very close. So it's got to be absolute to reverse this call. And although in some of our angles it looked like Ballo did have a hand trying to block Knighting's attempt to went to the outside. See another slow motion. Ballo, boy, right there. Although the ball didn't really change the trajectory. It just went straight out of bounds, but there's enough to overturn this call. The Waves said they got the point, and the call will stand. The Waves able to hold off the challenge, and Heather Olmsted pretty unhappy with the call. She thought she had something, and frankly, we thought so as well, but there just wasn't quite enough to be overruled and change that call. So the Waves get the point, and now up 17-12 in the first set. So Heather Olmsted gets the explanation. She will walk back to the bench. She thought she had a good case, and After looking at it a number of times, it just wasn't quite enough. All right, the Wave serving. Outside Ballard Nixon. Waves back there was Ahrens, and then Shillingworth firing away. Boy, with Shillingworth, it allows Ahrens to play in the back row, and she's such a good ball handler. She has 126 digs on the year. Waves' biggest lead, 18-12 in the first set. Again, the Waves serve is outstanding over the middle. Knighting off the blocks and scoring. Heather Knighting. 2018 National Freshman of the Year. Her dad played basketball at Brigham Young. And for Heather Knighting, she also plays on the beach as well. 18-13 Waves. Shillingworth able to score. So with Shillingworth, as good as she is, and we have not seen a better freshman in this conference as yet, and she very well might be the West Coast Conference Freshman of the Year, following Meg Brown from last season. But with Shillingworth, it allows Ahrens to roam the backcourt if necessary, and then they can run a back row attack with Rachel Ahrens. Blocked by Pepperdine up front. Shillingworth and Brown on the other side. Ballard Nixon able to get the point. Ballard Nixon, under 36 kills, hitting .304. Again, the top hitting team in the country. Brigham Young at .337. And their defense looked awfully good the other night against LMU. Held the Lions to just 178 and now blocked LMU 11-3 to get that 3-1 win over the block. It is Chillingworth. Cougars going on the backside, Knighting, but she missed it long. Now Heather Knighting off to a slow start. She is hitting 0-0-0, 2 kills, 7 swings, and 2 attack errors. And for the Cougars, they're hitting just 147, Pepperdine 314. Well, the Waves are playing well in the first set. Waves serving, overpass by Brigham Young. Waves go on the other side, Brown, but the block by Knighting. Heather Knighting, 53 blocks on the season. Eschenberg leads the Cougars with 76. This is Heather Knighting. National Freshman of the Year in 2018. Ahrens flying through the air, drives it. Controlled, Livingston off the blocks. Erin Livingston just goes about her business. Number 10, a 6-foot sophomore from Corona, California. Has 116 kills, hitting .277. But there's so much focus on Ballard Nixon and Knighting, along with Kerber. And Livingston has been able to be very effective. Waves are going to take a timeout as the Cougars start to make a run in this first set. But Pepperdine still Brigham Young's Eschenberg, and the Waves up 21-16. The Cougars went to the NCAA tournament last year, as did Pepperdine. They defeated UCLA in the opening round, but lost the second round to Wisconsin. They still had an outstanding year. Kerber in the back row, and that shot attempt is off the mark. And the Waves up their lead back to 6, 22-16. Mentioned Knighting was the National Freshman of the Year in 2018. That year the Cougars had an unbelievable season. They were ranked number 1 through most of the year outside Livingston. They ended up going 31-2, made it to the Final Four, but lost in the semifinals to the eventual champion Stanford. And also in 2018 for Brigham Young, Heather Olmstead was the National Coach of the Year. Bauer serving, Waves up 22-17. Ahrens firing and scoring. Too hot to handle for Maddie Allen. Well, Rachel Ahrens, 4 kills, 11 swings, no attack errors, off to a great start, 364. Ahrens with 15 kills on Thursday to go along with 11 digs. Cougars on the offensive, Livingston outside. Shields is there, but the ball did hit the floor, and Erin Livingston, again, she just goes about her business with so much as teams focus on Ballard Nixon and Kenzie Kerber. Like you said, the point was to Brigham Young. Had been a violation against Pepperdine, pounded down by Ammerman, the 6'3" sophomore from Parker, Colorado. Kerber able to get the put away. Kenzie Kerber, 6'3" senior from Chino Hills, but a 3-time All-American. 4 years at Utah, gets that 5th year because of the COVID and the pandemic. Weighs up by 4, 23-19. Aarons again with a nice change of pace and drops it in. It is set point for Pepperdine, set point number 1. The Waves serving, Rachel Aarons, number 5 in the NCAA with 39 service aces. She had 3 on Thursday against San Diego. Strong jump serve. Bauer on the backside. Kerber, the shot was touched in the point. And Kenzie Kerber scoring. 24 to 19. Make it 20, 24-20. Scoreboard had to change quickly. Outside, Chillingworth in the block up front. Knighting along with Kerber. It's 24-21. This is Maddie Allen, the libero. She leads the Cougars with 22 service aces with a deep floater. Zelaya outside, Chillingworth trying to put it away and kept alive by McComber. And then the block up front, Chillingworth and Ballo, and Pepperdine has won the first set, 25-21. M take a 1-0 was touched. Officials for today's match, Tony Chan, one of the very best in the NCAA, the up official, and Sid Church, the down official. Livingston, coming out of high school, is considered a top 90 player. And this is Livingston once again. 6-foot sophomore from Corona. Came in with 116 kills, hitting .277. 3-1 BYU. Now the Cougars looking to bounce back as they had to on Thursday over Loyola Marymount. Over the middle, Brown, but the block by Eschenberg and Livingston. Eschenberg, an All-American last year, 6'5" senior out of Bountiful, Utah, hitting .398, 116 kills, and leads the Cougars with 76 blocks coming in. 4-1, Brigham Young. Over the middle, Brown, this time able to score. The West Coast Conference Freshman of the Year in 2020-21, 6'3" sophomore from Santa Ana. And really one of the premier middles in this conference. This is Trinity Stangard, the freshman who has played so well this year from Los Angeles. 121 digs, 14 aces. She had 3 against San Diego on Thursday. And she starts off with 1 more against the Cougars. 4-3, Waves down by 1. Stanger again, a lot of ball movement. Outside Livingston, this time the block is there, Zelaya and Brown. So the Waves make an adjustment. They were ready for Livingston, and now for Brigham Young, the chess match continues, and they're gonna have to go on another side, and not so much Livingston, who is leading the Cougars with 6 kills. They go back to Livingston, change the pace. Well, that's interesting. They go right back to Erin Livingston after she was blocked and the Waves were there. But this time Livingston reading the double block and takes something off of it, and the Waves mistime it. 5-4 Brigham Young. This is Taylor Hefo, 20 aces on the year. A lot of movement, overpass, and then the stuff by Eschenberg. Now you know why. Taylor Hefo has 20 service aces. 5'8" senior from American Fork, Utah. Waves on the offense. The block by Ballard Nixon. The ball stays in. And a point for Brigham Young. Waves at 13-3. 5-2 in league. And although it's still early in conference play, this becomes an important match for Pepperdine, certainly to win at home. Ahrens drives it, but covered by Matty Allen. Back to Ballard. Nixon taps it over. Waves find Brown, who stuffs it. Meg Brown on a quick attack. When you have such good blocking teams like San Diego, like Brigham Young, like Pepperdine, you got to change your offense a little bit. Use more to the middle, that quick attack where there's not double blockers there. Well, you run a back row attack again, looking at one-on-one on defense. And the Waves that time found Brown in the middle, able to score. That ball is hit and finally sent over by Brigham Young. Over the middle it is Brown, but this time the double was there. Ballard Nixon and Kennedy Eschenberg with the stop. 8-5 Cougars. Well, Matty Allen, 5'8" sophomore from Temecula, California. Top server on this team with 22 aces. And the Cougars have out-aced their opponents 115 to 55. They're not even close. Nice read by Ahrens with a touch over. Rachel Ahrens coming back strong. Hitting .263 on the season. Rachel usually looking at double and triple blocks. Overpass, and right there, Ahrens again. The Cougars, who have won 10 in a row, just one loss on the entire season, and that set was just the 7th defeat this year. 7 set losses, that's it, not matches. Kerber able to get the point. 9-7 BYU over Pepperdine. But coming to Southern California these days, any opponent is going to have two very tough matches. LMU's an excellent team. They're 14-3. The Waves at 13-3. To play back-to-back on the road here in SoCal is a real challenge for any team. Ahrens attack air. Brigham Young 10, Pepperdine 7. Waves won the first set 25-21, and the Waves held BYU to under a 200 hitting percentage to capture the first set. This is Kenzie Kerber. Waves on the offensive. That's Kayla Joyce. They go outside to Ahrens, who hammers it. It's tipped, and Knighting will volley it over. Pepperdine again. Outside Ahrens with a tap and dropping it in. The double was there. Knighting along with Bauer, but Ahrens read it well, went high, and went over the block. And so missed time by BYU. This is Isabel Zelaya. 9 aces on the year. 6-foot junior out of Tomball, Texas, just outside of Houston. Leads the conference, averaging 10.80 assists per set. Tapped over by Kerber. Waves again to Ahrens. This time Knighting is there to knock it down. On the other side, Ammerman with a push. Diving save by Allen. Ballard Nixon, but there is Shields for the Waves. Ahrens on the other side. Kerber gets a touch. It comes back to Kerber, who fires. The Waves struggle to get it over. Ballo hits it, and it drops in. The Cougars actually stopped playing. They thought the Waves had hit the ball 4 times. And Heather Olmsted's talking with Sid Church, the down official. And the Waves kept on playing, and Ballo finally got it over after the ball went into the net. Let's see this again. It's quite a rally. That's Ballard Nixon to Kerber. So the Waves able to hit the ball into the net. A touch by Ahrens. And now Knighting back to live action, scoring for Brigham Young. But yeah, it was a legal play by the Waves. Only 3 hits. And Ballo got the point. BYU thought there had been too many hits and actually stopped, and no one was there to defend. Cougars still have the lead, 11-9 after the point by Knighting. Ballard Nixon serving. Ahrens, it goes inside. Livingston is there. Kerber in the back row, the block, and it is long. Ballo coming up. Ballo at 6'4", the senior from Dana Point, leads the Waves with 63 blocks. Talon, Ballard Nixon, 6'3" senior from Clovis, All-American last year. That's a terrific player outside of Fresno, where she is from. And the jump floater. Waves, backside Ammerman. Emma Ammerman. Despite the double block, Ammerman played so well in that loss against San Diego. Maybe her best match. She had 13 kills, hit 360, and had 2 blocks and a dig. Ammerman, a 6'3" sophomore from Parker, Colorado. 105 kills on the season. She's just getting better and better. Cougars still have the lead, and then Ammerman cannot handle that. As Knighting able to get the point. Boy, the Cougars use a lot of backside and back sets to Heather Knighting. Why not when you have such a talented player? And you see Heather, second in the nation, hitting .482. Ray's Ballo punches it. Bauer, Eschenberg with a tap. And Waves keep it in play. Ammerman with the hit, covered by Gretchen Reiner. Waves again with another chance. Back row to Ahrens. The ball was touched. Ahrens scores. 13-11. Pepperdine back by a couple. Rachel Ahrens with 9 kills, hitting .364. Unlike San Diego and LMU that really tried to lock down Ahrens, the Cougars have been pretty much playing it straight up. They are coming with double teams, but still not much else. Chillingworth again. Ticket marketplace of Pepperdine Athletics. Ticket Smarter, a smarter way to buy tickets. Now the Cougars trying to regroup and take back the lead, 14-13. Whitney Bauer averages 10.60 assists per set. Second most in the conference. Ammerman strikes, but the shot out of bounds, long. Whitney Bauer, coming out of high school, was a 2-time prep All-American. Her mom, Caroline, played volleyball at Brigham Young from 96 through 99. And her dad, Danny, played basketball at Brigham Young in 98 and in 1999. She has 7 sisters, one of 7 siblings. Out of Nampa, Idaho. Whitney Bauer. Diving as Bauer. Can the Cougars get it over? They cannot. A nice effort by Bauer, Maddie Allen, and Gretchen Reiner, the 5'6" graduate senior, the transfer from Santa Clara. That's Trinity Stanger, the freshman. Well, she has played well, 121 digs. There are times the Waves will have 3 defensive players in the back row. They'll have Madison Shields along with Kayla Joyce and Trinity Stanger. It does put a little more pressure on the offense up front, but you've got excellent ball handlers and receiving when you go to that lineup. Ahrens right now is in the back row for Pepperdine in this rotation. Cougars up by a couple, 16-14. Waves struggle a bit. Chillingworth hammers it and able to score. Another great effort by Bauer. Chillingworth continues to sparkle. 8 kills, hitting .368, 19 attempts, just 1 attack error. For the match, the Waves hitting .271, Brigham Young .250. But in this set, BYU is hitting .368. More like their offense, how well they handle Pepperdine's serve again. The Waves gave San Diego fits throughout the match on Thursday night. Waves, Meg Brown. We're tied again at 16. And Kayla Joyce, the 5'6" junior from Chico, California, played last year for the Waves. She has 20 aces on the year, 115 digs. She's in the back row. JC All-American out of Feather Rivers Community College as Ballard Nixon comes up with a score. Well, I think if Brigham Young is going to come back and win this match, they need to get Talon Ballard Nixon untracked. Livingston has 7 kills, Kerber 6, and Ballard Nixon with 5, leading Brigham Young. They go in the front row, quick hitter by Zelaya. Cougars over the middle, and there's Knighting with the put away. Brigham Young, 18, Pepperdine, 16. Maddie Allen to serve. The libero, who leads the Cougars with 179 digs, drops it in the front court. Waves go back to Brown, but the block is there. The Waves able to get it over, and then Knighting a second chance and gets the point. 19-16, and Pepperdine's going to take a timeout as Brigham Young goes on a 3-0 run and build their lead in almost a must-win situation in set number 2 for Brigham Young. The Cougars is ranked number 4 in the nation. Right now, the odds-on favorite to win the WCC. Pepperdine women's soccer is 12-1. They are home today, taking on Gonzaga up at Torrey Farm Rokas Field, just above the baseball stadium and tennis courts and swim stadium and Firestone Fieldhouse. A nice rally by both teams. We're back to the action. Outside Aarons. Maddie Allen covers. Ballard Nixon pounds it. Waves control. Back to Aarons with a left hand. Knocked back by Kerber and Knighting. Aarons again with a hit. Allen able to get a touch, and then Knighting with a put away, but they say no good. A big point for Pepperdine. They stopped the 3-0 run here late by Brigham Young. And we have around 500 plus on hand, maybe more, at Firestone Fieldhouse. A great crowd on a perfect day in along the coast on this Saturday. Kerber with the smash hit. Boy, never a doubt. The All-American, the transfer from Utah. There you see her, Izzy Kerber, 6'3" senior from Chino Hills. And leads the Cougars with 191 kills. 2017 Brigham Young. They're hitting .385 in set number 2. So you make adjustments as these matches go on. Outside Aarons with a push. Kerber is there. They go outside on the other outside part of the court. Ballard Nixon. Cougars get it over. Aarons rejected up front by Knighting. And then the Waves able to score. We mentioned when you're looking at such good blocking teams like San Diego, like Brigham Young, like Pepperdine, and you use more of that quick or middle attack, but the setters also have to get involved as well. And we saw Isabel Zelaya, who has 27 kills on the year. On the backside, Knighting made it look easy, well executed by BYU. 21-18 Cougars. In Whitney Bauer, and we mentioned the setters need to get involved. Well, Bauer has 49 kills on the year, so she is an offensive threat, although we have not seen it so far. Oh, a service ace, a let's serve that drops over. For the Cougars, that is their first ace of the day. The Waves have 2 M5 airs. Cougars 1 ace, 2 airs. Again, this is such a strong serving Cougar team. But the Waves receive well. Tapped over by Ammerman. Cougars on the offense. Livingston goes above the block and drops it in. Aaron Livingston. And Pepperdine will take a timeout. Down by 5, 23-18. Cougars on another 3-0 run here late in the second set. Aaron Livingston with 8 kills, hitting .462. Heather Knighting 7 kills, now hitting .308. And they lead Brigham Young for Pepperdine at Alaska Anchorage. Her brother Ryan was an All-American outside hitter at UC Irvine that won the 2009 National Championship. A service ace by Brigham Young. It is a set point, and the Cougars come away with a 25-19 victory in the second set. We are tied up at 1 set apiece, Waves and Cougars. Pepperdine now hitting .256 for the match, Brigham Young at .286. We'll come back with the pivotal third set. We're tied in 1 apiece. You're watching Wavecast on the WCC Network. Well, the Waves and Cougars all tied at 1 set apiece. Pepperdine wins set 1, 25-21. Brigham Young, the second set, 25-19, as BYU hit last season. You see Heather Knighting second in the nation, hitting percentage at .482. And Taylor Ballard-Nixon will start things off in set number 3 to serve as the Cougars going right to left. Pepperdine men's water polo team, ranked number 9 in the country, defeated UC Irvine a few moments ago at home 9-6. And a lot going on. Pepperdine women's soccer, number 4 in the country, as Ahrens pounds it. And it's controlled by BYU. Livingston with the hit. Ballo tries to set, but going to get called for double contact. So it's a tough situation for Ballo, and the point to BYU. Let's see if the Waves can respond in this third set. Cougars, who lost the first set at LMU on Thursday night, and then got the next 3 to get themselves a solid win over a good LMU team. And then the attack air, and it's Cougars leading 2-0. The Waves trying to regroup. You know, people forget, in women's soccer, it was Santa Clara that won the national championship out of the WCC. Waves on offense. Backside, this is Ahrens. Hammers it. Covered by the Cougars. Kerber drives it. Ahrens again with a push. Maddie Allen with a touch. Blocked back by Ballo. It's tipped again at the net by both teams. Cougars another chance. Livingston over the block. Ammerman with a touch. Back to Ammerman off the blocks and gets the point. Emma Ammerman. We had talked about Emma's family, and we mentioned her brother was on the 2009 championship UC Irvine team. Her sister Sarah was an All-American at Texas A&M. Her other sister Hannah played at UC Colorado Springs. Brother Dalton volleyball at Long Beach State, and Luke played volleyball at Orange Coast Community College. So, volleyball family. Emma Ammerman making a name for herself. Rachel Ahrens at the service line. She has 1 ace today, 142 in her career. She needs just 6 to become all-time number 1, 5 to tie the record. Knighting off the hands of Pepperdine. 3-2 Brigham Young. Knighting led the Cougars on Thursday night with 12 kills. Cougars hit .348 against LMU, but held the Lions in check to just 176. Nice block up front by Eschenberg. This is Ballo with a tap. Bauer finds Reinert. Livingston off the blocks and able to score. Ballo and Ammerman both there, but Aaron Livingston once again. BYU 4, Pepperdine 2. Haven't seen much of Eschenberg. It might be all about matchups. The Waves are a rather quick athletic team, and they've been using a smaller lineup quite a bit in this match. They go outside to Chillingworth, but the block, and there is Eschenberg, becomes a presence. But she's been rather quiet. She does have 3 kills. She does have 4 blocks. 12 blocks for Brigham Young. Pepperdine with 10. Outside, Chillingworth, another block by Eschenberg and Bauer. So for BYU, they've got the right rotation. Pepperdine will take a timeout. Brigham Young 6, Pepperdine 2 in the third strong, but to win the volleyball national title, it's wide open once again this year. Ammerman goes deep, but the shot goes long, no good. 7-2 Brigham Young. Cougars on a 5-0 run. Yeah, they're Knighting the middle blocker. Zelaya runs it down to Chillingworth, who hammers it. Ball tapped by Bauer, knocked back by Chillingworth. Bauer taps it over. Ways on the other side, Ammerman. A touch there by Bauer. Comes to Livingston, goes cross court. Shields keeps it in play. Ways will send it back by Ahrens. Bauer again to Eschenberg, who powers it and scores. Kennedy Eschenberg. Well, just when you thought Eschenberg had been so quiet, and she's back in the rotation, and she has been a big presence over the last several points and instrumental in this 6-0 run by Brigham Young. Waves send it over. Shields is there. Was the libero of the year last season in the conference. Bauer sets Livingston. Shields again gets it over, but then it's Eschenberg. 9-2, a 7-0 run by Brigham Young. Waves bringing in Reagan Gurka, a 6'2 freshman out of Clarkston, Michigan. She'll play in the middle. She's very quick from side to side. And a service ace. And so the Waves have seen the Cougars go on an 8-0 run. And Heather Knighting at the service line. And now the Cougars up 10-2. Set number 3. And another ace. Oh, all of a sudden, the Cougars serve has put a lot of pressure on Pepperdine, and the Waves will take another timeout before this third set gets away. 11-2, a 9-0 run by Brigham Young. Remember, this was tied up at 2 apiece early in the third set. And all of a sudden, behind Heather Knighting, who has 3 aces, and for the Cougars, 4 aces. Rosie Ballo, 4 kills, hitting .375. Meg Brown has 4 blocks for Pepperdine. Chillingworth to go along with those 8 kills, 2 blocks. Bauer setting, no, she goes to the quick attack and scores. We mentioned Bauer had been quiet. She is an offensive threat. And that time scoring 12-3. Brigham Young on a 10-1 run. Bauer serving the jump floater. Zelaya over the middle, Brown. The Waves making the adjustment, attacking in the middle. Not much presence defensively. And again, it's just too fast to try to set up your defense. A great read by Isabel Zelaya. This is Trinity Stanger, defensive specialist. 12-4, Brigham Young in the third set. We're tied at 1 set apiece. Waves keep it alive. Backside Aarons from the back row. Nice save by Bauer. On the other side, Livingston goes deep. Trying to save along the sideline. Stanger cannot come up with it, but a nice effort. And Livingston with another point. Again, you put so much focus in trying to stop Ballard Nixon or Eschenberg or Knighting or Kerber. And Livingston just goes about her business, and she's going to have chances. And she has played extremely well. She is leading the Cougars with 10 kills, hitting .381. She has been a big difference maker. Kerber puts it down. 14-4, Brigham Young. Tied for first with San Diego. They're just getting underway at Loyola Marymount, LMU, and San Diego. LMU 5-2, San Diego 7-0. The block, Eschenberg and Ballard Nixon. 15-4 Cougars on a 13-2 run. The service created some problems for Pepperdine. Again, the Cougars have a great serving team. On the backside, Brown goes cross court, able to score. The Cougars came into this match. They had out-aced their opponents 115-55. Now, that is a huge differential and tough to overcome. Even when you don't get an ace, you're still putting so much pressure on your opponent. Only lost for Brigham Young at Pittsburgh on September 10th. Number 4 team in the country. They joust up front, and the Waves, Aarons and Brown win it. That's kind of a double team on the ball on Kerber. Nice job by the Waves. Have a long road back, and they're down 15-6. The Cougars lost 3-1 and number 4 Pittsburgh. But that's it. This is Ballard Nixon with a tap. We get a whistle. We're going to get a net. Going to be against the Waves. A point to Brigham Young. 16-6 Cougars. Of the 17 wins by Brigham Young, 15 have been shutouts. Coming into Southern California, it's not going to be that easy for any opponent. Certainly this year, Lions are really good. And there's another ace. Boy, the Lions, I think this is their 4th ace in this 3rd set. The Waves rotation, let's see if they make some sort of change. They bring in Kayla Joyce, one of the Madison Shields in the back. And Lily Dyer comes in for ball handling. She's playing in the front row. The Waves again struggle with the serves. Zelaya has to send it over. Bauer, 19 pounds it. Shields is there. Ahrens punches it over. Cougars again. Kerber goes deep. Kayla Joyce with a touch. Back to Ahrens. Controlled by Brigham Young. Ballard Nixon driving it. Ball goes up into the rafters. It's in play. Ahrens again. The shot no good. Attack air. The Waves in this 3rd set are hitting a minus 048. They have 4 kills, 24 swings, 6 attack airs. The Cougars hitting 318. But their serve has been outstanding for one reason or another. Maddie Allen with the floater. Maybe this rotation, the block up front, Knighting and Ballard Nixon. 18-6. Well, you try to look at this. The first 2 sets were so very close. But in this 3rd set, this is a big surprise. Cougars with 5 aces, just 2 airs, which is outstanding. And we mentioned receiving and serving so important. And the block again, Knighting and Kerber. Knighting 6'4", Kerber 6'3", Eschenberg is 6'5". They have a great presence up front. Waves have good size. I mean, Aaron's 6'4", Brown is 6'3", Chillingworth 6'3", Ballow 6'4". The Waves match up pretty well with Brigham Young. 20-6 BYU. Because if you're a strong serving team, you put so much pressure on your opponent. Tough to get your offense in gear, and the Waves have struggled in this 3rd set. Backside Zelaya, who's really playing the outside hitter right now. And the shot was good, a point for the Waves. With Lily Dyer in there at setter. They're running 2 setters in this set. Lily Dyer and Isabel Zelaya. That time Zelaya scoring. 20-7. A chance for Scott Wong maybe to rest some of his players, gearing up for the 4th set. That's service air. Point to Brigham Young. So we mentioned this. If you're a good serving team, you put a lot of pressure on your opponent, and if you receive well, then you can get your offense in gear, get a high percentage shot, and that changes things. We have seen the serve be the difference in set number 3 for Brigham Young. The Waves have really struggled to get their offense. Kaylee Hames with the hit. Cougars outside Ballard Nixon and scores. Well, you just kind of scratch your head and say, wow, Brigham Young has just turned it up a notch. 22-7. They have gone on a 20-5 run. It was all tied at 2. This is Kerber, the All-American from Utah. Played there 4 years. Zelaya taps it over. Maddie Allen finds Ballard Nixon off the blocks. Great save by Lily Dyer. On the other side, Hames drives it. Covered by BYU. Tapped over by Knighting. Able to get the point. Well, Kaylee Hames, who missed 14 matches, played last year. He had been injured all season long, did Kaylee. 6-foot junior out of Maryville, Tennessee. This is Kenzie Kerber to serve. Hames playing in just her 3rd match of the season. Service air. That's the other thing about Brigham Young. They have not had a lot of service airs. They have kept almost every serve in play. That's just their 3rd air and 5 aces. Waves have 3 aces, 7 airs. 23-8 BYU. Isabel Zelaya. First team all-conference last year, the setter playing the outside. Ballard Nixon driving it. The Waves come up short. It is set point number 1 for Brigham Young, and trying to go up 2-1 in this best 3 of 5. The Waves in this rotation really struggled to handle the serve of Brigham Young. Tailing up Ballard Nixon. 6'3" senior out of Clovis, California. All-American last year. Zelaya goes to Ammerman. Emma Ammerman with the kill. Set point number 2, 24-9. Cougars are going to go up 2-1. Big question, how will Pepperdine come back in the 4th set? As they get an ace, Kaylee Hames. Hames last year had 129 digs. She had 4 service aces, 118 kills. She was very instrumental in the Waves' success last season. At the net, nice save by Maddie Allen. On the other side, Knighting able to get the point, and Brigham Young has won 25-10. And for the Cougars, they take a 2-1 lead in this best 3 out of 5. The Waves hitting just 1 block. She's hitting .556. No attack errors for the 6'5" senior. All-American last year out of Bountiful, Utah. Wearing number 24 there, you see Kennedy. Pepperdine now down 2-1. The Waves won the first set 25-21. BYU the second and third 25-19, and then the surprise 25-10. As the Cougars end up going on a 9-0 run to take control of that third set and never look back. So in this rotation, Eschenberg comes out. They have Knighting, Bauer, Livingston, Maddie Allen. They have Gretchen Reinert in the back row. A defensive specialist, the transfer from Santa Clara. And then Kenzie Kerber. All right, the Waves get the serve. Kayla Joyce, who has 7 digs. And the Waves moving left to right. Waves in their orange and blue. Cougars in their blue and white, and the service air. Cougars have only lost 7 sets all season long. They are 17-1. 15 of the 17 wins by shutout. And the Waves get this to a 5th set. Of their 16 matches this year, 7 have gone 5 sets. They're 5-2. This is Ahrens with a kill. The Cougars have had 1 5-set match against Weber State. And the Cougars won that in the 5th, 15-4. That's it. It's been usually a shutout. They won the other day against LMU 3-1. And they're up now 2-1 against Pepperdine. Waves serving. At the net, they joust, won by Eschenberg. The Waves will volley it back. Bauer to Eschenberg, who pounds it. Waves again, Ballo with a hit. Reiner back there for BYU. Livingston. Waves right there with Kayla Joyce. Ahrens goes long, and the shot no good. Point to Brigham Young. 2-1 Cougars. Waves will need to establish themselves early in this 4th set if they can get this to a 5th. Whitney Bauer, the setter, second in the conference, averaging 10.60 assists per set. Then comes up short. We mentioned Whitney's parents both played sports at Brigham Young. Her mom, Caroline, volleyball at BYU in the late 90s, and her dad, Danny, played basketball at Brigham Young in 98-99. And here's Whitney, the junior from Nampa, Idaho. Aaron Livingston. When you've got 3 attackers like BYU has, they're so tough to contain and defend. And San Diego came in here on Thursday. They also have 3 terrific outside hitters. However, one of their key players, Kylie Priest, an outside hitter, injured herself, turned an ankle as Ahrens gets a kill. And the Waves come out a bit stronger, and we're tied at 3. But Kylie Priest turned an ankle halfway through the first set, never returned. And she was the third attacker for San Diego. Torero still had enough behind Katie Lukes and Grace Froling to win that match on Thursday, as San Diego prevailed in 5, 15-13. But without Priest, it did change the dynamics of San Diego quite a bit. It would be like the Cougars would lose Livingston if she got injured. She's healthy and she's played well today. Ballo hammers it down. Maddie Allen goes outside to Kerber with a hit. Diving save by Ahrens and Shields. Over the middle, Knighting. Ahrens gets a hand on it but cannot control. Heather Knighting, 2018 National Freshman of the Year. Not Conference Freshman of the Year, the National Freshman of the Year. Number 2, Heather Knighting. Junior having a big match today. 5-3 Cougars, 4th set. Punched over but goes long by Ammerman. Attack air. 3-0 run for Brigham Young. And up 6-3. Waves now hitting 165 for the match. The Cougars 320. Service error. And one reason why Brigham Young was so successful with their serve, and they've got some great jump floaters, but they kept the ball in play. They were not turning the ball over, but here in the 4th set, they've had a couple service errors. Madison Shields, the libero of the year last season in the conference. Over the middle, 90, but blocked by Brown, and Ammerman tapped over there by Ballard Nixon and sent back by Chillingworth. On the other side, Kerber able to score. Kenzie Kerber. Now you get a transfer like Kenzie Kerber, the 6'3 senior, 4 years at Utah, and a 3-time All-American. And she's sitting 343 on the year and leading the Cougars with 191 kills. You can see her number 4, Kenzie Kerber, 3-time All-American. Well, that's just not any transfer. Chillingworth off the blocks, returned. Waves Bell back to Chillingworth, another block, and that is good. Knighting and Bauer again. We mentioned Knighting's a terrific athlete. She was a high jumper in high school and finished 2nd in the state. Rated a top 6 prospect in the nation coming out as a prep. 8-4, BYU in the 4th set. Over the middle, Brown, but she missed it. 9-4, Brigham Young. And Pepperdine will take a timeout. So the Cougars on another strong run. 3 straight once again. And build only teams ahead of Pepperdine ranked 3 ACC schools: Florida State, Virginia, and North Carolina. And then comes Pepperdine in women's soccer. Kerber serving. Waves trying to stop the run. Nice block again up front as Ballard, Nixon, and Knighting, but this time the Waves able to score. Isabel Zelaya. Trinity Stanger into serve. 9-5 Cougars. Zelaya has a couple of kills today. Stanger with a good jump floater. Maddie Allen is there. Is hit the Ballard. Nixon with smashes it. There is Shields with the save. Firing away is Ahrens. Ballard, Nixon to Kerber. Ahrens again with the cover. On the other side, Chillingworth drops it in. Well, I give a lot of credit to Pepperdine's Rachel Ahrens for keeping that ball alive, as well as Madison Shields. The Cougars had a couple of great looks, and the Waves were able to defend it. 9-6 Brigham Young. Stanger again, the freshman. 121 digs, 14 aces. Out of Los Angeles. Had 3 aces on Thursday against San Diego. Back row, Kerber. Every now and then, the Cougars will go on the back row attack, and Kerber's so athletic. And we saw it there, able to score. So is Ballard Nixon, another good athlete. Jump floater goes outside and no good. Waves get the ball back and trailing 10-7. Must win for the Waves, trying to get this to a 5th set. is Kayla Joyce, another defensive specialist. She has 20 aces on the year and 115 digs. She's been outstanding this season. Went to Feather River Community College where she was a JC All-American. Kerber's shot, still waiting for the call, and they say it was good. Point to Brigham Young. Boy, the officials just looked at each other for a moment and then finally came up with the call and gave the point to Brigham Young. Scott Wong in his 7th year as head coach. A terrific job he has done. Assisted by Tara Hiddle and Steve Astor. Aarons sends it over. Joust at the net. Brown wins it. Cougars get it. And Livingston with a smash hit. Nice save by Shields. Aarons on the other side. Rachel Aarons. BYU 11, Pepperdine 8. Mop things up on the Brigham Young side. Under Heather Olmstead, and the Cougars have had such great success. And made it to the Final Four in 2018, winning conference championships over the last 5 years. Brigham Young has had the highest win percentage in Division I women's volleyball. They came into this year 154 wins, only 19 losses, a winning percentage of 89%. That's the great success that Heather Olmstead has had, who's now talking to Sid Church, and she's challenging something. Not quite sure.
BYU is challenging the previous play.
They will look at the last play. I'm not quite sure. I believe it was Aarons who hit it off the blocks and able to score. But there was enough there to turn the call, and the point goes to Brigham Young, and that certainly changes things. It is it goes to Aarons. The ball was hit. And the point given to Brigham Young, and now we get a service here, and the Waves get the ball back and down 12-8. So with that challenge success, Heather Olmstead gets to keep her one remaining. Pepperdine still has 2. We're in the 4th set, the Waves down 2-1. Outside Livingston. Aaron Livingston having a big match. 12th kill, hitting 400. Cougars for the match now hitting 333. Pepperdine only 146. We have mentioned Brigham Young as the top offensive hitting team in the nation, hitting 337. Second in the country in defense, holding their opponents to only a 111 hitting percentage. And the Waves are at 146. This year they're hitting 253, so that is a big difference. 13-9, another service error by Brigham Young. They have 5 aces, now 8 errors. Cougars on offense, over the middle, Kerber with a tap. Nice save by Shields. It goes to Aarons with a hit. Bauer on the backside, Kerber with a smash. Fallow gets a touch. Shields will volley it over. Cougars over the middle, Eschenberg, and the shot is good. Kennedy Eschenberg back in the rotation. Livingston comes out, Taylor Hefo in. 14-9 Brigham Young. The Cougars again, Eschenberg. BYU San Diego next Friday in Provo. And Pepperdine takes another timeout, now trailing 15-9 and down 2-1 to number 8 rated Brigham Young. Cougars will also play in San Diego on Tuesday, November 23rd, the final regular season match of the season. Waves will play at San Diego on the 13th of Saturday, and they will take on Brigham Young in Provo on Thursday night, November 11th. These teams will meet again. Series that dates back to 1976, and BYU has the edge at 29-8. And BYU has won 16 of the last 17 matches and headed for a victory today unless the Waves can rally. And down 2-1 and trailing set 4, 15-9. For a nice crowd on hand, BYU has a lot of fans here. They have such a great following, boosters, alumni. And they turn out anytime BYU comes into Southern California in big numbers. And certainly basketball is the same way, soccer. Men's volleyball, they draw well here in Malibu. Mention both teams, two of the top men's volleyball programs in the country. All right, the Waves trying to turn this around midway through set number 4. They're trailing 15-9. Taylor Hefo to bring it into play. Waves the overpass. Bauer, Aschenberg rips it, able to score. Again, that serve, it doesn't show up as an ace, but it puts the Waves out of sync on offense. They struggled with that. 16-9. Another tough serve to handle. Zelaya runs it down, finds Ammerman, drills it, able to score. Emma Ammerman. Ammerman for 7th kill. No, Kaylee Hames into serve. And been injured most of the season. He's coming back over the last week. Key player last year. Just does the little things to help your team win. Will come up with a key kill, strong serve, great dig, timely block. He does the little things that makes your team a success as they clean things up on the Brigham Young side. 16-10 Cougars. He's ranked number 24 and lost a tough one on Thursday against San Diego. And the Waves get an ace. Oh, we talked about Kaylee Hames, 6-foot junior from Maryville, Tennessee. Waves down 16-11. Waves have shown the ability to come back this year. Time and time again. We saw it against San Diego. They did fall short. Kerber able to score. Kenzie Kerber. 12 kills. Tied with Aaron Livingston. Kerber's hitting .296. Knighting's hitting .421. Ranked second in the nation, hitting .482. Heather Knighting, the junior middle blocker. Waves struggle again. This is Chillingworth. Sends it over. Kerber firing away. Kenzie Kerber. Brigham Young 18, Pepperdine 11. So for Knighting, number 2 in the NCAA, the leading hitter in the NCAA is Dana Retke, a 6'8" senior middle blocker at Wisconsin. She's hitting .500. And then comes Heather Knighting at .482. On the opposite, Ammerman, was it touched? No. Attack air. 19-11. Boy, the first two sets were extremely close. And that third set, just a big surprise, 25-10. Cougars won the third set with a great serve. Their blocking was strong. And the Waves just struggled as the Cougars went on a 9-0 run early in set number 3. And to take a 2-1 advantage, they kept it up in the fourth set. Attack air, point for Brigham Young, 20-11. Rachel Aarons back in. Hames will come out. Aarons will be in the back row in this rotation. The Waves can run a back row attack with her because she's very athletic. This is Maddie Allen, who leads the Cougars with 22 aces on the year. Zelaya, Ballo over the middle, punched over by the Cougars. Waves again. Shields finds Chillingworth and the block. Knighting and Kerber. Knighting at 6'4", Kerber at 6'3". Both extremely athletic and knocking that down. Well, they get the point actually to Pepperdine. 20-12, but the Waves are down. This is Ballard Nixon. This time the Cougars get the point. 21-12. The Waves, unless they can rally, will have dropped 3 of 4. And heading on the road the next couple of weeks to Gonzaga, Portland, and LMU. Outside Chillingworth firing away. Kerber saves. And Ballard Nixon volleys it over. Chillingworth again with a smash hit. Over hit by Bauer. Meg Brown, but Kerber again comes up with a save. Nice dig by Ahrens. Chillingworth with a tap and scores. Grace Chillingworth looking at that double block and finally dropped it in. It is so tough when you've got a good blocking team on either side, or whether it's San Diego. And San Diego might be the best blocking team we have seen in years. And BYU will face them next Friday in Provo. But you have to make the adjustments. You just can't power the ball time and time again against the top blocking team. Ballard Nixon, an easy score. Goes inside. Great control on the hit by Talon Ballard Nixon. 6'3" senior out of Clovis, California. It is 22-13 Brigham Young. Cougars looking for their 18th win against one loss, 11 straight. And that shot misses long. Point to Brigham Young, 23-13. Over the Cougars, and trying to maintain a hold on first place at 8-0. They're going to say the Waves are going to challenge this. They're going to say the Waves are going to say it was touched. The call on the court says no. The ball was long and out of bounds. So we'll see what they come up with. So for Pepperdine, the defensive specialist at the service line. 5'6" junior from Chico, California. Started her career playing some basketball at Chico State. And transferred to Feather River Community College, where she was a JC All-American. And a nice block by Ahrens and Brown. 22-15, Brigham Young. Waves, who got off to a great start after that tough loss on Thursday, won the first set 25-21. But then the Cougars 25-19 and 25-10. Bauer in the back row, Kerber. Kenzie Kerber. It wasn't a perfect set, but Kerber had enough to get the point. 23-15, Waves back by 8. And Heather Knighting with a big performance, 11 kills, 5 blocks, 4 digs. Ahrens, and there is Knighting to keep it alive. Kerber goes over the block. Zelaya sets Ahrens again with a smash hit. Cougars outside Livingston, rejected by Brown and Zelaya. – 23-16, Meg Brown, West Coast Conference Freshman of the Year last season. Has 20 aces on the year. A good jump floater, overpass, Bella with the hit, but Kerber able to save. It goes backwards and then sent over. A nice play by Reinert, and then Ahrens and the block by Eschenberg and Bauer. It is match point for Brigham Young, 24-16. 22 blocks for Brigham Young, 16 for Pepperdine. Diggs, 64-50 Brigham Young. Zelaya runs it down, Ahrens outside, and covered by Brigham Young. Quick hitter by Bauer, and that's it. Cougars prevail 25-16, and Brigham Young wins the match 3-1. As the teams congratulate each other, an impressive road trip for Brigham Young in Southern California. They knock off 2 very good teams, LMU and Pepperdine. Waves go to 13-4.